Now it is time for Martin County Business Exchange. Opinions expressed are those of the show hosts, not WSTU or Treasure Coast broadcasters. Any reproduction, retransmission of this program without written consent of WSTU is strictly prohibited. Here are your hosts, John Campion from European Kitchen and Bath and Lenny Anderson from ASAP Water Damage Restoration. And good afternoon, gentlemen.
Man, I'm telling you, professional introductions never could be any better.
Where are they? I'm still waiting for one.
I don't know. I heard some guy, sounds like you, Ray, but
Oh, it wasn't.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was just pre-recorded.
Very kind, as always. We are the Martin County Business Exchange Wednesday night show. I am John Campion from European Kitchen and Bath, and we have in the studio probably one of your more colorful people, I think. One of my favorites, because every time he talks, there's something coming out of his mouth. It's all good, strictly his opinion. But this is Lenny Anderson from ASAP Water Damage and Restoration, who is a member of our wonderful group. Welcome, Lenny.
Thank you very much. Glad to be back.
Yes, he is. This is three times. That's a winner.
3 times a lady.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you could start singing. But Lenny is headed out of Queens over 40 years ago and landed down here, and he still talks like he's in Queens, which is always interesting. And so, Lenny, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And yeah, you know, you're a natural for this stuff, so we appreciate you coming on today.
I appreciate it. It's always good to be back. Living the dream here in Stuart, Florida, and WSTU's been around since I moved down here in 1978. So it's good to be on the station tonight. Talk a little bit of business, talk a little bit of politics, maybe a little sports.
Are you going to talk a little baseball?
Yeah.
Lynn, did you hear that? Okay. She's one of my friends and said, yeah, last week you were talking history. You can go back and talk baseball. I said, you want baseball? I got a guy who will be on here later. So yes, well done. But Lenny has got a pretty cool business that I'm telling you, I learn more and more about it every day in my business, because people come in and go, well, they had a flood 3 floors up and I got to fix this and they cabinets, and they just kind of go on, and we're like, well, we're really sorry, but here we go. So Lenny, I remember you have a very interesting history with your family down here from when you came and what you've ended up doing. You've done a few things. Did I remember you guys had a sub shop?
Oh, yeah.
Or was I dreaming on that?
No, you're right. I can't believe
I didn't
you
eat
remember
lunch.
that.
I'm kind of hungry.
My mom, I was in the Navy. I joined the Navy out of Martin County High School. I was in the Navy at 17 years old, October 79. And I served on a destroyer and in Norfolk, Virginia, traveled all over the Mediterranean and the world. Norfolk. And I came back and, unfortunately, unemployment, being a veteran, not being able to get a job. My mom owned Marie's Deli in the Bruner Plaza in the middle there. I believe it was from 1980 to 1990 she sold it. So when I got out of the service, I worked about 3 or 4 jobs to make a paycheck, to make a living, which wasn't easy in Stuart back in the day.
Wow, I bet.
It was hard to make money. You either worked at a restaurant or you were in construction. And so I learned how to time manage my time.
And this was what year?
I got out of the Navy in 83. So
Okay.
I worked at Marie's Deli for 2 or 3 years. I was a short order cook, learned the deli business, the catering. It was a good little business. My mom, me, my dad, and we had 2 part-time girls.
That sounds good. Boy, if I had to make sandwiches and stuff, it would be hard, because it's I love
making hoagies.
Oh, that's fantastic. Isn't it all in the bread?
It's all in the bread. If you don't have good bread, you're
any sandwich.
Yeah, it's
see,
it was good times back in those days. Life was simple. Running the restoration business can get quite hairy at times.
Well, and you don't just do that, but if I understand now, and when did you start? You kind of started doing something, and then it led into the mold and restoration,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, I started Lenny's cleaning service in 1991, cleaning windows for retired people, Mariner Sands, Yacht and Country Club, all these nice places. Then I started doing pressure cleaning and then carpet cleaning. And then in 1998, I started ASAP Water Damage Restoration, which I'm currently running and managing to this point, which we specialize in water damage drying and mold cleanup. And we also do carpet cleaning and tile and grout cleaning.
Okay.
So we can do the full phase of restoration and cleaning.
It's amazing what happens here with the high rise. Is that where most of the business comes from that type of stuff, or is
a
varies,
percentage, yeah, 20-30% comes from high rise leaks, 40-50% regular single family homes. Then you've got the mobile homes that constantly get wet
Wow.
and take on water. We don't have basements here. Up north, you get the basement flooding. Here, we don't have it.
Where's the sump pump?
Yeah, you better have one.
I grew up in a few homes that had sump pumps. Yeah.
In
Michigan, New York, Wisconsin. Yeah,
Kenosha?
No, Wauwatosa.
Oh, I've been to Kenosha once.
Okay, well, but so you've demonstrated some things to us, and with the things that you do, maybe versus others, you're a small company, you're not a big company, and so you've got that personal service you can hand right to that person. And the thing that, if you're listening to Lenny, one of the things I want to tell you that I really like about him is that he is an honest dude. Even though he's from Queens. I'm kidding.
Flushing, Queens.
Flushing.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
gosh.
a word before that.
I was at the 62 World Fair?
Yeah.
I saw it watching the U.S. Open the other day with the globe over there. But I lived in Rye, New York then. I never told you I lived in New York. I forgot about Rye, New York.
I've heard of it.
I'm sure you have. I'm sure.
A small town.
Right off the Boston Post Road. Yes, sir. That's right where I lived. Anyways, that was just 2 years of my life. Everything else was back west. But so now I totally messed myself up. So now with what you're doing, do you think that gives you an advantage because of the being and you kind of looked at me when I said you were a pretty honest guy. Have you changed the way that you operate?
Staying small has its advantages in Martin County, like being in business, almost 30 years next year total with all my services, that has its advantage where the quality stays up and you're always going to get the owner is going to be on the job supervising his guys. It's not like I'm behind a desk and I don't come to your house or your business. I'm there and I'm available 24/7. So my clients call me 8, 9 o'clock at night. Lenny, I have a question or this, or, one of the equipment shut off or the breaker went, or you have to be available to them. So we do real well. And I'm glad I stayed small because guess what? When the COVID crisis came in, I had no problems. Actually, I think the numbers went up since compared to last year. So during COVID, so I didn't have any real
Your
problems.
business numbers, not the people catching COVID.
Yeah, no, the business numbers went up, even though we had a pandemic and we had to wear masks to every house. We had to wear gloves. We had to wear booties. We had to do all the safe distancing with the clients. So in that retrospect, I've learned, I've traveled also to 4 other states doing water damage restoration, Texas, Louisiana, the whole state of Florida. So I have a lot of experience dealing with water and mold. So that's how I feel I help my clients the most, just by knowing as soon as I walk in their house, I just know with my cameras and my meters that I'm going to be able to find the leak. I'm going to be able to tell them where it's at, and I'm going to be able to do the work for them. So that's what we specialize in.
And I think, God forbid, that, I have a leak in my house from something breaking under the sink or whatever. But it seems that, as far as going in and doing that work, you're able to, how does that all tie in, like with insurance and stuff? There's certain things that you handle to a point and then the customer after that. So let's say my house, my water line breaks under there while we're having a nice sleep, and I wake up and I've got an inch of water over in my, I have trouble, big trouble. So I call Lenny, I call ASAP. You come out after you're done laughing about how much it's going to take and this and that. You make the evaluation, and then you get, I say, okay, help me out. Do I have to have something done before that? Like, no, from an insurance company?
No, basically how it works is, and this happens a lot, you'll come home from church or you'll come home from dinner, something will blow, and then you're faced with fast decision making. You need to get a company.
I thought it's like, I'm not going to church anymore.
You're faced with fast decisions. One, who am I going to get out in the next 30 minutes to come with the powerful extraction unit, the one that's in the truck? You just bring the hoses and the wand in, and you're going to be able to extract 10 times more than what a homeowner is going to be able to have in their home. That's the first thing. And what you want to do is elevate their furniture with blocks and get it up from the water, move any wet materials out of the area and into drier, safer areas. Maybe put down plastic in their home and put the wet stuff on the plastic so it doesn't go onto carpeting or other, flooring. After you do the extraction, you basically find the water with meters and infrared camera in the walls and the floors. You have to, as an insurance restoration company, you have to document the readings of their walls and floors and take photos and turn that over to the insurance adjuster.
So you're doing that?
Yes, my company does all that, the documentation, the pictures, and then we're going to come up with a line item estimate. We're going to send it to your adjuster who comes into your home. So you really have nothing to worry about other than you hope you have good insurance.
Okay, well,
that is going to cover the cost.
So basically, I have the problem. I call you, and then, you kind of give me a little bit of guidance of, by the way, you need to, you call your insurance company and they'll
It might be at night and you might have to wait till the next morning to get the claim number and to contact them.
Yeah.
Most insurance places, they do have an 800 number that you can report the claim. But first, get the water out of the house.
Right. That's good to know.
Yeah, do not call the insurance company first because you want to get the water out.
Did you know that, Ray? Did you know the process of that? I think the process is so important because you know what? Mm-hmm. That stuff can happen around here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And it does.
And, it
does every day.
That's great information. I hope, by the way, listeners, if you have any questions for our chief here, Lenny, you can dial 220 WSTU or 220-9788. That'll bring you right into our studio, right into us. And, everybody always wants to talk to Lenny and Ray. They don't ever want to talk to me, and that's okay. I don't blame you. But
you can fire away questions at me, and I'll be glad to try.
Well, I've played with that infrared gun a couple times. Once with a friend of mine, and once with when you brought one to the meeting. And that thing is the coolest. It senses where the
temperature.
Temperature.
Sensing temperature differential.
But it doesn't pick up mold.
It doesn't pick up mold, but where it shows moisture, you're going to end up having mold there, if not already.
Yeah. So what you have to remember is, everybody out there, you have some mold, you got to get rid of it because it's not going away and it's just going to grow. Right.
Correct.
Yeah. And that's the way it is. It's an amazing thing. Yeah. AC, baby.
I'm a licensed mold remediator in the state of Florida. It means I could go to Pensacola, Key West, Miami. The license is good, so I'm able to travel out of area and still be licensed and insured to do the mold removal That's what's great about having the license, and it's
Yeah.
very hard to get the license.
Okay. Well, here's your guy, Lenny. How do customers get a hold of you?
They dial 772-288-0292.
And that goes right into your pocket.
It goes right to my cell phone. I have 2 phone numbers. They'll
Okay.
both come to me. I'll
All right.
take care of them.
All right. And so on Sundays, when you're home watching the
Giant game.
Giant game.
Oh, there you go. All right.
I
Now,
ca-
see, that's
see,
what we agree.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure.
We don't agree in baseball. We agree in football, though.
Yeah. Well,
But I still like the Mets.
Well,
I
you
still
see,
like the Mets
we-
I
too,
still like
though.
the Yankees too, but I'm more of a Mets.
Right, exactly. You never.
This is not a playoff of Ray, but there is a guy named Evan out there.
Oh, Evan.
He works for the Mets,
Yeah.
and he was in here,
Yeah.
and
a ball boy or so.
no,
He is the
he's got
announcer of the stadium.
Wow.
Yeah, he does all the announcements and all the wisecracks you hear that go across the PA. He's responsible.
At
Well,
Shea.
he's not responsible, but he's responsible for that.
here.
Oh, here at St. Lucie
Yeah.
Mets.
Yeah, right here at
Oh,
St. Lucie Mets.
Yeah.
I
Right.
like that. I
He
go. I
does
try
the
to-
morning show here, by the way, the Get Up and Go show with Bonnie Ashley.
Every morning.
Evan 9. Yeah, great guy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
listen in. Maybe one day you call in and give him some.
Oh, yeah. You got to
give him a line.
Hey, I just want to say, my condolences to Tom Seaver family.
Oh, well, that hurt
And he's one of the greatest pitchers.
What happened?
ever. He passed
Tom
away.
Seaver
No.
passed.
Yeah, Tom
Yes.
Seaver passed away. He had
Yes.
Lewy dementia, which is like a form of ALS.
Wow,
So,
I didn't know that.
but also they tied that with COVID-19, as a matter of fact.
Correct.
But
Wow.
with that, debilitating, situation that he had, it very, hey, that's
Very
what COVID,
sad.
When did
COVID
this
will attack
happen?
that.
Has it been a
couple
while?
Mondays
Week
ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a
Couple
Man,
while.
I'm
Mondays.
sorry
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah, 75 years old. He had been suffering from Lewy dementia now for quite a few months. And remember a few years ago when Citi Field first opened, they wanted him to throw out the first pitch, and he couldn't do it. He had Bell's palsy.
Oh my
Mm.
gosh.
So that is, they've tied that with stroke.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
So, he had that, and then they had diagnosed him with Lewy dementia not too long ago. So it was unfortunate. I was a huge fan of Tom Seaver. When I pitched in junior high school and high school, number 41, that's what I wore.
41 is the number.
You know,
Tom Seaver.
That's it.
He was one of the best that ever picked up a baseball.
So something cool that the Mets did, Tom Seaver was known for, and with his delivery, with a very
His knee would
compact-
hit.
the right knee would get all dirty. All the pitchers, in fact, all the players of the Mets honored him by coming out
With dirty
before the game
knees.
with the right knee all dirty.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
cool.
Wow.
Correct. That is something.
Yeah, good stuff. So
Well, I do have, I think, 4 rookie cards in my plastic things at home. I wonder if
Wow.
they're worth any more.
yeah,
You can
Yeah.
check
They
it
were
out.
at one time only about $400-500.
only that, huh?
Yeah,
You
because
got
I have a Willie Stargell. You got $9 for that.
well, actually, probably worth more now. He's gone, and what a great player he was, the
Yeah.
captain of the Pirates.
I'd like
Yeah.
to have Derek Jeter card.
Yeah, all mine are from '69. The garbage men took all my cards and dumped one day.
It's funny he mentions Derek Jeter, who owns the house in Tampa that he's leasing out to Tom Brady, and it's on a huge estate that he's selling. They
29 million.
right now, you read that too, and we talked about it today on the morning show at the other station, our sister station. They affectionately call it St. Jetersburg over there.
It is huge.
Huge, right on the
It's
water.
huge, 29 million, and Brady's got to go. He's got to find another
Yeah, well,
another
I
place.
don't know if that's going to sell right away. But
Maybe it's because he lost on Sunday that he.
yeah, get him out of there. You're out.
Isn't that what Tiger Woods just sold? Tiger Woods' ex just sold their house for
Yeah. Oh yeah.
down the road here.
Well, she had one demolished in Orlando.
Okay,
Then
and
when
then
they
she brought
first-
some of the bricks from there. Wasn't
Probably.
that? You know what? Wasn't
Isleworth.
that was?
Yeah.
Oh, what was the name of that singer? It was
Mm.
Perry Como's
Oh,
house,
wow.
I think, something like that.
Wow.
I could, I might have dreamt that too. I've been, and that was in the last few years. Who knows what I was
Very
dreaming?
cool.
Yeah, I woke up and Lenny was throwing a fastball at me. I don't
Wow.
know.
You know, Lenny was real good in Little League. I played in Flushing, and I was an all-star catcher.
Wow.
And my arm was really, I didn't hit that good.
You have good
Because when
arm.
you're getting beat up behind the plate, it's
Yeah.
hard to bring that lumber up and be as good as some of
I played
So,
catcher.
Yeah, catcher is the best position in baseball that you could possibly play.
That's why I have this boot on.
Yeah, your knee.
This knee.
Yeah.
This arm. There.
Oh, it used to be there.
I'm done. No
Well,
more.
you're about 6'3", aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
I wouldn't want to run into you as a catcher.
No, you wouldn't. I
I've-
didn't let anybody run into me.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
No,
That wouldn't-
I've had my share of fun. No, but
I've been barreled over. I'm only 5'10". Little League, I was barreled over. With the great part about it, when the dust settled, the ball was in the mitt.
Well,
There you
then he's
go.
out.
You're probably a thick guy.
I was a little scrappy.
Yeah, I can get it. I don't
Yeah.
think you've changed a bit since you were.
I was always competitive in sports, basketball, baseball.
That's
Football, I wasn't as good because I didn't have the weight. I was bounced around like a ball. I'd go to hit somebody, and their pads will hit my pads, and I'd end up 3 feet on the ground.
See, what's not fair, not to totally deviate from everything we were discussing, when Tom Seaver wrecked it.
Oh,
But you played football.
Pee-wees.
I played golf. You can walk. I can't. So I just have a little disability right now, but it's really hilarious. I just tell her I wore all my body parts out playing sports, man.
Yeah.
I did. I was
It's true.
crazy. I was a nut. I was, I got brought up to varsity in high school only because I was a crazy man on defense. And anyways,
Back then, they didn't have all this therapy and ice baths and heat and doctors waiting.
we had
trainers waiting
Stroh's
for you.
beer and yeah, I grew up in Michigan.
Yeah,
Detroit River Water. It was the best.
Stroh's. I
Yeah.
remember that brand.
That's Frank. Frank, you know all about that, right? Oh, you're at home. That's right.
I know about Stroh's.
Stroh's,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Bohemian.
Yeah.
That stuff was
Now,
ice
if Frank
cold.
was here, we'd be talking to Detroit and the Yankees, and
Yeah,
he loves Detroit.
So one thing somebody at work told me today, person who likes baseball, Lynn. Oh, she's already working out. Anyways, are the Yankees not? Are they? They're not in it. Or
No, they're in second place.
Yeah.
Okay.
They lost a bunch of games, but they've won 6 straight, and all their guys are coming back. So the push is on.
Stanton's coming back.
Everybody-
Judge is coming back. The one problem they have is the team that's in first place, the Rays.
Tampa Bay owns them this year.
They've owned them for years.
No, last year the
You know,
Yankees won the series.
last year.
Last year, this
But-
year Tampa's won 8 out of 10 games
Yeah.
against them.
It's just their nemesis. Every team has it.
Tampa's looking strong.
Yeah.
They really have great pitching
Yeah.
and clutch hitting.
Oh, yeah.
But I still think the Yankees are going to give them a run.
Oh, yeah.
It's either going to be Tampa or the Yankees in first place.
Yeah.
If you're listening out there, make sure you call Lenny about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, right when the games are getting good, and just pull them away.
Sure.
No,
We'll
it's
answer
great.
the phone every time.
No, it's good. It's good. It's okay. It's at the 7th inning. I'm almost done. Can I call you back? Right? No.
Now that's when
great.
I call John and say, John, come on in. We've
That's
got a
great.
flood to take care
Yeah.
of. We got a customer to take care of.
So you got some good guys who take care of your work for
John's
you.
been with us 5 years, and then Scott's been with us on and off for 7, 8 years.
Yeah, that's
Same
great.
guys. Never.
They
There's
know.
no
They
need
know.
to change.
They know how you operate.
They know what I expect. My levels are high.
No,
and
that's great. When
they work hard when I'm there.
That's
Well,
great.
if I'm not, they still work just as hard. The
Well,
customers tell me.
That's cool.
So-
I mean, that is so comforting to know that you have a solid group
Exactly.
to
Take care of the client.
You bet. Yeah, I know how that is. You always want your people to be at their best, and
Absolutely.
consumers are funny. I mean, people are funny, and boy, that's a stressful situation regardless for a homeowner, and whether it's your home or whether it's in a high rise or
Anxiety, stress.
I'm telling you. So anyways, hats off to you on that. Now, let me ask you this. You did say you started out as you clean carpet and clean tile and grout. And is that something that you do as a single line item, basically? Or is
Yeah.
it when you're doing your restoration?
Both. We do it as single line. Some people have called up for carpet cleaning for 10, 15, 20 years. Pressure cleaning we used to do big, and we don't do that now. But tile and grout is ceramic tile is one of the biggest floor coverings right now. Wood's coming up, but in Florida, ceramic tile, your home stays cool. Okay, carpeted and pad it's not. Ceramic is good, and the grout's going to get dirty. It's just a matter of time. Pets and dirt coming in, you're going to have to clean it every couple of years, whether you're on your hands and knees with the toothbrush, or you could let ASAP do it. And if you look at our 5-star reviews online, some of them are for the grout cleaning, different types of cleaning that we've done. So
is that quoted per square foot? The reason I ask is I have a lot of square feet of 18-inch diagonal tile that is also starting to buckle.
Ooh.
And, I guess it's whether they put it in wrong or we're settling in the foundation, correct?
Correct. You can get settling or moisture in the slab will make a tile pop up. Moisture.
Boy, when they pop, I thought, who's throwing bricks at my house?
It makes a loud noise, the tile. I've seen that more with water damage where the tiles pop up. Either before we get there, there's like 6 tiles. It's a weird look when the tiles go.
Well, mine pop, but they just cracked and they're just in place. And it's, I have them near the front door, outside my bedroom, and in my den.
Well, it's best to take them up and put a moisture meter on the slab.
Yeah. Okay.
And try to compare it to another area of the house and compare the readings. Tell you. That will tell you if you have a moisture, because a lot of slabs in Florida have a lot of moisture, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
The moisture levels go up higher in the summer on your slab because of the water around your home and the moisture, the rain, the heavy rains.
Sure.
So you're when the winter comes and the humidity goes down a lot, it's a little bit better, but moisture creates mold. Without moisture, mold can't grow. It has to have moisture to grow.
Well, I just got I have a two zone AC unit. I don't mean to make this about me, but only because I'm starting to become a simulator special. My home is, I live in a Lennar home in a gated community. And, they slap those things out, next day you come out, that one's done. Oh, that one's done.
Yeah.
And, if I didn't buy it when I bought it, it was like every day it was, oh my God, I'm already this far down the street. And then we wonder, did they install it right? Of course, after 18 years, it probably would have popped up earlier than that if they didn't.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. So now it's a matter of determining, do we have to tear all this stuff? Because the tile isn't around anymore. And so do you have to
you won't be able to match any.
That's right. So what do you do? She loves tile. I love.
I know what you can do is put another floor on top of that tile. They do that now with the new. You'd have to talk to one of our members there.
David.
Will floor you.
Yeah, Dave. I've already talked to him.
Yeah,
about
he
it
can
briefly.
put another floor on top of that. It might be a way to go change the whole look. Expensive, but
I know.
Women like the different floors. They want they like different floors and they different color cabinets. They would love white. Then the white's so hard to clean.
Yeah, I already tried to talk her into a kitchen and a master bath remodel. Got a pretty good deal on those products in our business. And I like this. Dee Dee, I hope you're listening. Okay. So anyways, I was, really working on the kitchen, and she goes, the oven works fine. The, dishwashers still work. They're 18 years old,
They're on the way out.
And and they're starting to change colors, and we've replaced a couple, but doesn't want, the cabinet, I want a double oven for it. No, it's that whole discussion. And then the master, I really want to do that, but the toilet works, the shower's fine, the faucets.
The cabinet's open, the sink.
But honey,
runs,
the faucets are
drains.
4-inch center sets in brass and chrome, and they're discontinued. I'm the shoemaker's son, Lenny. When
you say European bath, where does this stuff come from?
The reason it says is European is it stands for the styling, and most of the product does come from Europe or European companies. I have Swiss sink makers, German sink makers, German faucet, shower, Well, I don't know if you know this, but most of the acrylic tubs, the freestanding and the alcove tubs that might replace your existing one, most of the tubs are made in Canada. Believe it or not, it's a big business in Canada, the tubs. So
interesting.
Yeah, I have.
Germans make good stuff.
Well,
they
and
make
we
good
have
cars, and now they're making good.
We have a company
appliances.
called Victoria. I have to make sure I say it right. It sounds like I'm talking about pipe tobacco. Victoria and Albert. They're a cast tub, a special cast composite made out of limestone and volcanic rock, and it works as an insulator, and it's lighter. And those are made in England. And when they ship into Charleston, South Carolina, they unload them and they ship them down to us. It's a really great product. So
England, is they going to be in the EU? Or are they getting? Is it Brexit or exit? If you know which way they're going?
I don't know.
Did I throw you off on that?
No, not at all. Because I thought you were going to ask me something about the Premier League in soccer. Because I love watching that soccer. Premier League on Saturday and Sundays.
What channel?
NBC's Sports Network.
Okay. Girls or guys?
They're guys. And I want to tell you, if you watch, you probably don't, a lot
I
of people
watch
don't.
Soccer, the big event. Soccer,
well, the World Cup and all that. But if, there's one thing, you watch MLS, which is, now they've got Miami and Orlando. Those guys, they're like 4 steps behind the guys that are in the Premier League. I think it's some of the best soccer. And what's great about it, each half, there's no commercials. It rolls on. It's 90 minutes. And those people run. They run. Those people are, in shape. And my oldest son really turned me on to watching it. I mean, the kids all played soccer, and it was like, oh,
it's a fun sport.
But it is actually the perfect sport in a way.
Always wear a cup when you play soccer.
Or if you catch.
Or if you catch, yeah. I was a catcher too. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, always wear your cup because soccer, you
never know when somebody's going to have to pour you a cup of water.
When I grew up in Queens, one of my friends was from Brazil.
Yeah.
And he was the best soccer player out of all of them. And when he kicked the ball, you did not want to be on the receiving end of it.
He knew how to kick it.
Oh my goodness. And it hurt.
I bet.
So you kind of went like that when he kicked. You didn't want no part of it. And then he'd go around. He'd dribble right around. He'd fake a kick. He'd dribble right around you and he'd put it in the net.
So was he a foreign exchange student?
Yeah, he lived in Queens. His parents, like I said, they didn't speak good English. He spoke broken English.
Yeah.
And but you just remember Robbie was like the top-notch soccer guy.
He had like a normal name. We had a foreign exchange student from São Paulo, Brazil, when I was in 8th grade. His name was let me see if I can remember. Oh yeah, Paulo Esteva de Aguia Cavallo Lima, otherwise known as Paulo Lima, and he was this really handsome 6'4", bronze bodied, sexy looking. And we lived in Michigan on a lake at the time. And Paulo would grab the pad from the lounge thing, take it down and lay on the dock for about 6 hours.
Oh, get sun.
Yeah. He was the laziest guy I ever met, but he was the son of a judge, and he originally started out, he got shipped in. I lived in a kind of a small town, nice place, but there was a farmer section to our community out there called Nunica. It kind of sounds funny, but he was on a farm when he got here and didn't know what the heck it was in, and they were looking for another place. My mom said, "Oh, we'll take him." So he was a good soccer player, and he doing all that footwork,
dribbling, yeah.
And then we had one in 10th grade from Le Mans, France, Jean-Claude Parmet. JC.
He could do the accents.
That guy must have been the skier, right?
No,
come on. He's got the.
He knew when he came home late, he knew how to sleep in the back seat of my 66 Chevy parked out front. So mom and dad wouldn't get upset when he walked in the door at 4 a.m.
Oh,
but he was a real woman's man. He was about 5'4". I think he started shaving when he was in 4th grade. And we had to teach him how to take a bath every day.
Oh, wow.
So, but he played track, soccer. I don't think we had basketball. and we got married to a girl from my hometown over in Le Mans. We played on the morning after his wedding. We played a basketball game with the Americans versus his club team.
Who won?
We lost by 1 point.
Wow.
We were down by, I think, 18 at halftime. And my brother said, feed John, this John. And so we came back and we lost by 1.
Wow.
But, I hadn't
Sounds
been
like a good game.
It was fun. We had a good time and hadn't been to sleep for a couple days. So
Growing up in Queens, basketball was big. I mean, everyone played, went to the park and played.
How cool.
From young, growing up young and watching some of the players in Queens, they played for St. John's or these other colleges that were local. And a few of them were really, really good. That's how I learned how to play.
There you go.
You get thrown to the concrete and you scrape your knees and your elbows and you bounce back up. And that's how you learn. And
God, that felt good.
Yeah, you learn how they shoot it. And
please, sir, may I have enough?
And I wasn't tall, but I was physical and I was quick and fast.
You're a good playground guy.
Yeah, I was, good on defense and I could shoot the ball, but I wasn't going to be grabbing the rebounds with guys that were 6'3".
No.
I was going to stay on the outside of the perimeter.
Yeah, stay away from the elbows.
Like the elbows and the jump on your legs.
Is those type of hoops that had chains?
Yeah, some of them did.
You get your fingers caught in there like I did here
when
earlier.
They dunk. Yeah, they grab your finger, gets stuck on the chain or something. But I never could dunk. That wasn't.
Never could. Never will.
Yeah, I have to stand on a chair to dunk. But NBA these days is a lot different. It's a lot different now.
Well, when you're watching the bubble right now, which is what I call it up in Orlando, it looks different. It's just so different. Well, it's different not having the crowd and
I think the players are different though. Back in the Michael Jordan's era. And back in the 70s when the Knicks were good, like the Knickerbockers.
Dave DeBusschere.
Bill Bradley.
Oh, those were the
Willis Reed.
And that's
Walt
when
Frazier. And that's Earl Monroe.
That's when they'd have NBA on Sundays. Right. And it was so fun to watch.
Those guys. And I go on YouTube now and I watch the old basketball games. And just
the shorts and
it just seems
tank top.
Yeah.
There you go. No, it's different. It was fun. It's not to say, I mean, these guys are athletes. They're in shape. They're spoiled and they're rich.
Yeah. So, I think what's happened in sports, they love the money. But years ago, the Mickey Mantles and the Willie May, they played for peanuts. They loved the sport. That's why they were loving the game, not the money that the game was going to pay them.
This one kind of puts it in perspective. I think I've said it before on this show when I've been talking to Frank, but I was born in 1957 in a snowstorm in Milwaukee. Anyways, that was the year that the Milwaukee Braves won the World Series, and they had a rookie player named Hank Aaron.
I was just going to say that,
and he was the most valuable player that year. I think anyways, but he was paid $100,000 a year. That's what
if you can put that in retrospective, back in the day when
who are you? No, I'm just kidding. No, just messing with you.
When Babe Ruth was playing, he signed a contract many years ago for $100,000. Now back in the 30s, that's millions of dollars today. That's like $100 million contract. But what you're saying back in 1957, and turning to 1958 with Henry Aaron signing $100,000, that was big money back then.
It was. And then it wasn't, of course, as we know, free agency, Kurt Flood and all that stuff.
The floodgates.
Took care of it.
Just think if Tom Seaver played like in today's era, how much money he would be making. I mean,
up with the best of them.
I've been to a game with Tom Seaver versus Fergie Jenkins.
Oh yeah,
nothing
Ferguson
like it.
Jenkins. Oh, yeah.
I lived in Chicago. I was, you talk about having that number on your jersey. I always had number 14 or number 10. Ernie and Ron Santo.
Yeah, Ron 10. Santo. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you a nice little story. When I grew up,
let's play two.
I grew up in Flushing, Queens, and we lived on 161st Street. Well, one of our neighbors was the equipment manager or whatever for the Mets. So we would get tickets and we'd go to Shea Stadium and see the Met game. Bud Harrelson and Jerry Kuzman and Clendenin and Tommy Agee and all that. I knew the Met teams real well because going to the Bronx, my dad didn't like to go to the Bronx, but to Shea, it was a lot easier to go. Was closer, plus the free tickets. Come on.
Okay.
I mean, so I got the autographs from all these.
Wow.
Where are they today?
Wow.
Gone. What happened? I could, but all these
Are you
guys.
talking about them or the autographs?
Well, some of them are probably gone too. Some of the Mets, but the order, how much money that would have been on a bat or a glove, or so it went through my hands and.
I once forged Al Spangler's name on a Cubs scorecard. I told one of my friends when I took it to school that I got Al Spangler. You probably don't remember
Did he
him.
come? No, I don't.
He was
remember.
a no-namer for the Cubs.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of Cubs.
He was out
Sammy
there with,
Sosa.
he was out there with Boots Day and Adolfo Phillips.
All I know about the Cubs is they ridiculed the poor guy who put his hands out to try to get the ball that was foul.
Oh yeah,
and they ridiculed this guy so much. They basically ruined the guy, or I don't want to say kid
he's
or
okay
young
now.
adult. I
He's
know,
okay.
but
he can crawl.
I just thought that was so mean of the people
Bartman.
to do that to him.
Bartman, not that I can remember his name.
Chicago's a rough town.
I will tell you,
It's
I
a rough
remember
town.
I remember watching that game with the Marlins and with the Cubs, and I remember I was laying in bed watching it. My wife was sleeping, of course, trying to sleep. And the Cubs were up big time in that game. It was like I can't
exactly.
remember. And then after the guy messed up out in
the other team started coming back.
I said, "Oh my gosh, that's changed everything," and it did. And
The
I just couldn't
dynamics of
watch that. And I saw Bartman live. So, anyways, it was a sad thing. And
fans fans are rough.
Well,
Chicago's a rough town. I mean, look what's happening now in Chicago. I mean, is that be a place that you would live right now? Or?
I love Chicago. It's
You
one of
would
my
go back
favorite
to
cities to
live?
visit. But I was talking to somebody about that earlier today because his daughter wants to move from Manhattan to Chicago. And he says, I don't
murder
want
capital of the world.
Well,
of the
yeah,
US, I think.
well,
Chicago.
kind of. I mean, you just don't go to those neighborhoods. I mean, there is some unrest and some, I mean, hey, when I grew up, Chicago, you would talk about South Side. Never going to South Side,
I think we all need a Giuliani in all these cities. We need people like that straighten out these places because the way they're run right now, they're not run correctly.
I don't know how that all works with big cities. I just, you hope they get the right person in there. I remember, where was it? They put the wrong person. Oh, maybe might have been Baltimore. I don't know. Anyways, tough stuff.
Yeah.
Tough stuff. Those big cities. But so now the big city of Stuart, back in 1979, you said people worked at restaurants. There weren't very many restaurants
Oh
here,
yeah,
were there?
this is some good stories. I like how you bring this up because it jars my memory. I worked at Jake's famous restaurant.
Now I know that because I got here in '79.
Yep. Jake's where the
remember.
train went around at the bar.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yep.
Oh,
it was a right there. And they had a big soup kettle and all the scene.
Oh, yeah.
I would have to go to the back, bring it, and I'd pour it in the soup kettle, and I'd have to back them. I'm like, whoa, back, because it would splash. So I'd pour it in, and it would splash out.
So this was a huge soup kettle out there for the customers?
The customers would just go there with a ladle and fill up their own soup.
Yeah, no protective guard or anything to keep
it
people
was
from
open air.
sneezing.
And
good old.
When you got a drink, that glass was big. Remember? They were big.
Alcohol or regular?
The alcoholic drink
is like
it was huge. The drink,
2 hands to handle it.
Yes. Yeah.
79. You were only what, 12?
No, 79. I was 18.
Wow.
I was born in 61.
Okay. All right.
12,
I'm sorry.
12,
Oh, that's right. I'm
61.
sorry. I'm sorry for being so mean to
I'll
you.
be 59 in December.
That's great.
I only have one more year left.
Yeah,
60.
I'm with you. You're a few months younger.
I
than
know.
Me.
Well,
We'll
you
have
know-
to get together before
Well,
we're 60.
it's like
Yeah.
I've shared before, and I will share it again. And I apologize for repeating myself. But my brother, who's 3 years older than me at the time, when I turned 60, he said, "John, you can tell anybody you want and not worry about it. unless it's your wife. So he's right. Now that I'm 63, I don't care what any of you think, really.
Right.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to be nice, but no, that's cool. Well, good for you, because you're,
I worked at a lot of restaurants in
Yeah.
town. It wasn't my thing. I actually worked at another famous place. It was called Catfish, Jim's Catfish.
here.
Yeah, it was on US 1, just north of the old, our old Roosevelt Bridge.
Mhm.
Before it's somewhere, and it's hard to say exactly, but it was Mary's Catfish. I never forget it. Right before I went in the Navy, I got a job there, cleaning catfish and doing the dishes and stuff. Before I already enlisted in the Navy, but I needed to work until I was going to leave in October of '79. So Mary, they hired me and actually wished me farewell to go in the Navy when I left there. And it was a good little place. I mean, she was a good business lady. And the food was real good, and the people would pack it on a Friday and Saturday.
The fish fry.
Oh my gosh, the people that would come was unbelievable. We couldn't clean the catfish fast enough. We used to have tanks full of clean catfish prepared before they came. Then I was still doing it as the night was going. We were still cleaning.
She need to raise her prices.
It was famous.
Wow.
Look it up one day.
Mary's
Catfish, Stewart, Florida.
Google that. Yeah,
Google that, baby, and she'll come up. And she was famous at that time.
Wow. Well, I think I didn't start coming down here till the early 80s. My parents were here for 30 years, and I never thought I'd live in Florida or South Florida. Never.
Most people never heard of Stewart. Like if you say I live in Florida back in that day, they said, "Where do you live, in Miami?"
Yeah, right.
Or Fort Lauderdale. They never knew about Stewart. It was like a gem.
We're trying to keep it that way.
I know.
Lenny,
I wish they wouldn't advertise how great Stewart is.
We're reaching 2 or 3 million people right now.
No,
we could be with the streaming. We stream out in he said we're streaming down in Miami
right now.
Well, you got the TuneIn Radio app. You have Alexa devices. You also have the Google Chrome, WSTU.com. So yeah.
So you can go listen to yourself.
Awesome. I told my daughter to listen tonight. I hope she did. I said 5:07. She says, "Dad, I'm getting my nails done." I said, "Listen, you don't have to talk."
Yeah. I quit nodding my head after my second appearance. I got straightened out on that early on. But
this has been fun.
We've been having a good time. Yeah, we got about 4 or 5 minutes left, and
this has been awesome.
We've talked baseball and remediation. You want to discuss any more stuff about your business? I mean, you don't ever.
The easiest thing to say about my business: I'm veteran owned. I'm a local. Been here 42 years, and my name is on every job. ASAP 24/7. Google us. You'll see our 5-star reviews from the community. I don't want to pat my own back. I let the clients talk about how we get the job done for them.
So you have a website?
Absolutely.
And that is
www.asapwaterdamagerestoration.com.
So hopefully y'all know how to spell ASAP. Because if you don't, hurry up and get over here.
Yeah.
No, it's great. And, Lenny, I'm just telling you, he's a quality guy. He is a honest person. And, down here here where we are, I can't tell you how many people, as you have lived here for a while, you become a resource for things. And when you get a referral or a recommendation, for somebody, and really if you end up being in that I don't want to say unfortunate situation, but Lenny probably calmed me down a little bit anyways. And the first question he asked is, when did this happen, and are you a Mets or a Yankees fan? And so you see that, but anyways, I'm just poking fun at you. And but anyways, very cool business. We love having you in the club. You got a great
2 years in December.
That's amazing. Great personality, and member of the Martin County Business Exchange, which we are. How's that worked out for you?
It's worked out great. I love it.
We got some good contacts in there.
Good contacts, good leads, good conversation.
Yep. Good deal. A good deal. Yeah. Hey, can't beat that. Nothing up my sleeve. No, no, it's all good. So as we wind down here, we appreciate you listening. Just for those listening about the Martin County Business Exchange, we meet. Well, I should say we have our members, our Martin County businesses have been in business for no less than 2 years. We're always looking for new members. We only do single category, one person in each category, best of the best, we call it. And if you go to our website, which you can go, there's 2 different ways to go. One is McBiz.us or mcbe.org. Thank you, Lenny. And on there, you will see who our members are and what our requirements are. And, if you are very interested, contact anybody on that list, and we will be able to help you. And it's a great time meeting at the Elks. The cool thing about our meeting is when you're meeting with network groups, we're a friendship networking. There's no pressure. And we meet at 7 and we're done by 8:30. So you're out of there, and usually to some of us for work, you're there before 9, or you're there early, or you're there late, but we're done. And
it's good stuff.
Good.
All small businesses need it.
Okay. So thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next week, Ray. Great to be here with
Ray.
you.
Well, thank you, guys.
You kind of know what you're doing. How long you been doing this?
A couple days.
Since Christ was a carpenter.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's about right.
Good deal. No, it's wonderful. I think it was a lot of fun today, and thanks for coming, Lenny.
Thank you, John. Thank
All
you,
right.
Ray.
We'll see you in the hood.